Welcome to episode number 10 of our old podcast that's now named something new.
Heck yeah.
Arbitrage Radio. Also, I changed my name again to Cody Does Arbitrage. I change my name every, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. That way I can never be found. You've heard of people optimizing their SEO. I'm de-optimizing. I'm hiding from the crowd so I never get famous or rich. And so, I think we should call this one episode 20 because this would be our 20th episode.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm
make
just saying,
sense. It's not clean. It's not organized. No.
I think we should start a third YouTube channel, and every 10 episodes
Start a new one.
Start at episode 1. Okay, all right. Today we're talking about how to scale from 0 to 10,000. So you're getting your first rep in, and by 10,000 we mean 10,000 revenue monthly.
Yeah.
That sound like to somebody doing 0, that sounds absurd. I remember thinking like, that's so much money. Holy crap, that's so much revenue. I posted a screenshot one time on Instagram right when I was getting started, and I had done a $15,000 month, and I had a guy call me from high school, and he was like, tell me what you're doing, and I'll quit my job.
Yeah.
I'm going to do exactly what you're doing. And that guy's no longer a reseller. I did have him under my wing for a long time, and I don't know how much revenue he ever got to, but it was probably somewhere around 10K. And I can tell people, I feel exactly how to do it. With any budget, I think you can get to that.
Doing arbitrage, even doing 100K a year, you're getting 30%. That's still decent money, on the high end, right?
Agreed.
So easily capable to support, some extra fun in your life, especially if you're not quitting your job yet, like we talked in the last episode, which you haven't. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, don't quit your job at this stage. You don't even know what you don't know yet. So yeah, and you said fun money, but I mean one of the things that I feel kind of passionate about is like the low income person, single mom, trying to take care of some kids or just low income people across the board. I think you could even like some of the principles we're going to talk about. If you're homeless, I hope in 20 episodes there's somebody who watches this and they're like, I was so broke, homeless, living under whatever, and then I started putting this into place. So I want to tell you exactly what I would do if I had no money. I want to tell you exactly what I'd do if I had a little bit of money, and maybe we should even talk about what we'd do if we had a lot of money. But starting at 0, getting to 10K, I want to hear from you. What are your first thoughts?
Are we assuming they have 0 money?
We should probably start there. Let's assume you have. I mean, the Dave Ramsey situation is probably the most common. Mm-hmm. It's hey, I've got some credit card debt, or I'm making just enough to live week to week, but I want to do something extra. I want to do something at night, or I want to do something on the weekends to make a little bit of extra money. I'm not willing to start an OnlyFans or be a stripper or anything like that, but I want to do something. What should I do?
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go on Facebook and Craigslist, offer up. Nextdoor, I think, is one, right? You're gonna go in there and you're gonna go in the search bar and you're gonna type free. And you're going to look through every single listing and get some free stuff. And look for things that make sense. Like, I'm on my Facebook here, and I typed in free. And Cody's got this.
Also, this app is called Free Stuff Alerts.
There you go.
And I still use this to this day. I still check to be like, what? Yeah, but what he's saying, free stuff, go on here, go on all the social media sites, look for local free crap.
So there's a scooter here that's free.
This is gonna be so much fun. All right, I'm gonna look at mine.
That'd be a cool start, right? So you're gonna just start flipping some local stuff, and you're gonna go pick up this stuff for free, and piles of junk you see on the side of the road. Great place to start as well. If you're driving around and you see somebody moving out and they're throwing out some stuff, check out some some stuff. You know what I mean?
Posted a few seconds ago. Fire pit.
Ooh, there you
Free.
go. That's easy.
Sitting on there.
$10.
Easy 10, but maybe 25. And it just has an address. It was posted, literally, it says a few seconds ago. It was posted, and it has an address, and I can just go. It says I can click this button, go get it. Another one that was posted. Let's see, how long ago was it? An hour ago. This thing right here, this little kid's basketball goal, easy money. Like I could drive to the. Let's see.
Save that for later.
No, I'm gonna see. Let's see how far it is. Maybe I can go get it. All right, so it's on. I'm not gonna say where it's at, even though I'm pretty sure I was completely doxxed on another episode.
I cut a lot of that out. I think you were.
Thank you for that. 13 minutes for me. So,
yeah.
like, the person is like, I can't drive 13 minutes because I don't have a car or I can't store it. And those are unique problems that are, absolutely, valid. But you got to figure some of that crap out. Like, some of it is an excuse, kinda, a little bit, but not all the way. And you got to take those not all the way excuses and figure it out. Can you store it at your mom's house? Can you catch a ride when you're riding with your friend on the way to work tomorrow? Can you message the person to have it sitting out there for you to pick up? Like, if you're trying to get, like, if you have nothing but time, then you can figure these things out. And maybe it's 13 minutes. Keep looking. Find the one. Also on the same note, you can use social media offensively. Get on there and post. Hey, I've started a store online. We're going to try to get out of debt or, vacation money or whatever that is. We're doing this. I want all of your old clothes, your jackets, your shoes. I want all of your old toys, all your old blah, 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 blah. I'll take them all. I'll drive to your house. I've actually physically done this multiple times. DM rich people that you know. Hey, you got any crap that you're just trying to get rid of? You're going to take to the thrift store? Let me know. I'll come pick it up. I've started an online store, and I have no shame because I'm trying to get to $10,000 a month in revenue. And like that's so real to me. Like this is like something I'm actually passionate about. Like I get excited and like emotional talking about.
I can tell.
You can go from $0 to $15, and all it costs is 13 minutes of driving and a little bit of time. And then you take that $15 and you turn it into, whatever, and keep the ball rolling. 100%.
And there's some other unconventional ways you could do that too. If you already have access to a truck, places buy pallets. People in my area are giving pallets away by the dozens, piles and piles of pallets. If you're somebody who already has a truck, if you have a trailer, there are other companies who buy pallets, right? So that's something you could do. If you're into a little bit of manual labor, there was some free firewood on mine. That was
scrap metal,
not cut up. Scrap metal is another way you could do it. If you are hungry enough, you will do some kind of stuff like this that'll get you there. Dumpster diving. I've done that as a child.
Dumpster diving.
Hell yeah, brother. My mom and my aunt were really big into like vintage stuff, and I've jumped in a dumpster a few times to pull some stuff out.
Some dumpsters. I'm gonna get myself in trouble because I co-rent a dumpster at the store, and the person that I co-rent it with does not like dumpster divers at all. To be fair, I also don't. The ones that come and make a mess and like leave trash outside, I get super pissed. And I've called I have like a camera system, and I actively call the cops, on a regular basis. But also, I would go in a dumpster in a heartbeat. I'm not making a mess like some people do.
Don't be a trash human. Pick up after yourselves.
Another thing, if you see someone advertising a yard sale on Facebook, you should look for that, like those posts, keep them coming back into your feed. Every single one of those, message the person and say, hey, we do, especially if you have a truck, we do yard sale cleanups. We do cleanup. If you go to estatesales.net, you can message every single estate sale within a driving radius. we take all your used books. We should talk about used books in a second too.
Yep.
We'll take all of your leftovers, the stuff you don't want. So if you have a truck or a car or anything that you could make sense, and that's within your driving radius, like you should do that. Like message them, hey, I'll clean up all your old stuff. And like that's a good.
Yeah, there's a lot of people around there who will do the curb alerts. That's a title you can search for in your Facebook, curb alert, and it's exactly that. It's cleaning up after yard sales. And what you can do is, if you have access to some storage space at your house, pile that stuff up. Have a garage sale. That's another great way to get started. You can turn a bunch of free stuff into a couple $100 to get you going. Now, once you're at that couple $100, Cody, what would you do?
I would if I'm starting over, I would keep doing the same stuff to get more $100, in the background. Gary Vaynerchuk says it the best, like at the stage we're talking about, it's not or, it's and. Like, you have time, freaking use it. And I think a lot of younger people, and even maybe some older people that have like kind of the excuse mentality, they'll say, I don't have time. And when you actually like
get off TikTok and like
they have like 12 hours.
Yeah.
You have so much time. Like you don't even realize like when you get granular with your schedule, you probably have so much time you don't even realize.
Yep.
And maybe it's worth sleeping an hour less. So anyways, if you have time, it's not or, it's and. So you start with the same stuff. You're still doing all the stuff we just talked about. But then I would pick it's funny I'm going to say either, but I would pick either eBay, growing an eBay thrifting,
which you hate, which is hilarious.
Which I hate. But I made a decent amount of money. Like, I made a regular monthly profit while I was doing that for so long. And like, as much as I've had issues with eBay in the last 18 months, like, they really, really helped us get started. And so, and whether you do eBay or Mercari or pick one of those platforms that, it's probably eBay. Some people are having a lot of success with Whatnot. Maybe there's something to be said there too. But I would either go that route or go the Amazon route. And I think a lot, I know probably, dozens of people that have had success with what I'm about to say, and that's used books. You go to every antique mall, every library, every book sale, every Friends of the Library sale, every estate sale. You tell everybody you know that you want books, and then you go and you get like Scout IQ is a great one, to scan stuff. But even if you don't have that, you can just use the Amazon. They're not we're not sponsored by them, by the way. But
Yoda, if you want to hook a brother up,
hit me up. I'm a user. Anyways, So you scan the book, and you're looking for 50 cents into like $10-12 or more, and then you just stack books. Like, literally buy as many as you can that you can buy for 50 cents to $1 that you can sell for like 12 to 15 or more. And what you're gonna find is there's a lot of books like that. Like, there's like a lot of, like, you're gonna go scan 100 books. You're going to keep probably 5 to 15 or something like that. But one of those is going to be like your blood like your blood's going to be pumping. You got adrenaline. You're like,
you get the hit and you're like,
I found the holy grail of books. This is 50 cents. This lady is going to sell me this book for 50 cents, and I'm going to go sell it for 76, 74, 60, 70, $80 per book. And like, that happens all the time. Yeah. And so a good person to follow on this is actually my mentor, Common Ground Finds. Max, he's helped me a ton. He does more antiquarian books and like rare stuff, but like, he has a whole community where they just talk about books all day. I'm in that community too. I pay too much in community fees, but there's a lot of people doing that, and they sell on Amazon or eBay. You may say, I don't want to touch used books. Do you want to be poor? Do you want to be?
Do you want to pay off your credit card debt? Do you want to die in a hole in nowhere?
Yeah, or whatever your why is. Like, go back to, do you want to pay off your mortgage earlier? Do you want to have that vacation fund, or you saving up for a boob job, or whatever that thing is that you're.
Love that. That was good.
Whatever it
Clip.
is, that whatever. Whatever that thing is, do you want that? Well, then I'm telling you, this works for sure, 100%. This cannot fail if you put the reps in. And
Yep.
another thing I would say at this stage, you're at zero, zero, so you need to be listening to content. Like you
Yep.
you made a good step by listening to this podcast, but also listen to some other stuff and like listen to tutorials on how to look for good books, how to blah blah blah. Sorry, I talked for like 14 minutes. My
You're
bad.
good.
Used books are great. I've told people multiple times, choose used books or used shoes. Go follow Dealing with Dalton.
Yep.
He's someone that I followed for a long time. You can make crazy money. Once you have that first couple $100 or a couple $1,000, go buy used shoes or discount like shoes at like Marshalls and places like that. Look for the ones that you can buy for $5 to $10 and that you can sell for like 40 to 70, and like you can just turn over inventory like that, doubling your money over and over again.
And the safe play too with the used books and the used shoes, right, is the lower cost of entry, right, is a little less riskier for the long term of your business. So
100%.
books, you can either get them for free or for cheap. There are people who, junk removal companies are great, right? They're gonna throw out books. Hook up with these type of people.
They're gonna pay to dispose of, but they're gonna come across a library of Easton Press, Franklin, type books, great books for resale. It's gonna be like 1,000 pounds of books. They're gonna load them into a trailer, and then they're gonna drive them somewhere and pay by the pound to dispose of them and throw them away. I just said like that should be triggering to you because like. Some of those books are selling for 40, 50, 100.
Yep.
I have a used book in my inventory right now that's $250 that I paid 50 cents for. Hasn't sold yet, and so that'll be super cool when it does. But like that happens. That's very super common that happens.
And where I'm at too, right? It's a bunch of old people. There's a bunch of estate sales, right? People are trying to just clean that stuff out. So it's pretty easy for at the end to kind of get that kind of stuff. Granted, there's a lot of resellers where I am, so there's a lot of people scanning the books. So sometimes you have to be first in the door to be the one to scan those books.
Yeah.
But there's money there, and you can definitely put more reps in with something that costs less, and it's going to hurt less if you make a bad buy. Right. Whereas over here, we're buying, $30, $40 toys to flip for 60, 70, 80. That hurts a lot if you bought 10 and all of a sudden the price tanks and now you're negative profit, right? And you're losing $20 a unit. You're not going to see that as much as with books. Additionally, if you're doing the Amazon route, FBA is not easy to start. In my opinion, it's a difficult process to learn. So doing it with something where you can get a lot of them, fill up a box, and do that over and over again is going to speed you up. You could learn how to FBM stuff pretty easily as well. If you're doing the eBay route and Amazon combined route, you're going to learn how to ship stuff, correctly, efficiently, whatever.
That's such a great point.
And for me, FBM is king right now, and I'm not going to go back to FBA until maybe ever, potentially never.
So they've learned their lesson. Dang it.
Although they're probably really happy with us not doing it, but we talked about that in a previous episode. I believe FBA is dead. If you want to watch that one,
yeah.
So that's a good start. So then potentially this person's at $500 to $1,000 a week in sales. So where do we go from used books after we're hitting used books? And granted, I think you should continue to be doing the free flips as you're in this process. If you're in the eBay route, when you're in looking for books, you're looking for eBay flips.
Yes.
All of that stuff should be combined together. And I'm gonna preface this too. You end up giving up on something to move forward. So do all of this stuff until the time it takes no longer matches the profit you're getting. So you're at, the free flips, if the free flips is taking you 10 hours to make $300, but your 10 hours of Amazon eBay is making you $600, you're at 20 hours for the week, but you need another 10 hours to do this thing that's going to jump you forward. You're going to have to give up on something to move forward. So keep that in mind too.
Eventually, but like, don't pull the parachute until like there's you need like 10 grand. Like really, you need like 10 grand. And so
That's your safe number.
yeah, like if you're really like reinvesting this and reinvesting it, and you're like, when should I start taking money out? You need like 10 grand. And so like, maybe sleep a little less, grind a little more, do the Gary V hustle crap, for as long as you can. But 100%, like at some point you're going to be making so much money with used books that it doesn't make sense to drive 40 minutes to get some free thing. But you said what's next? What's after that? You got a couple $100, a couple $1,000. You're being disciplined. You're not buying Starbucks and wasting all your money back into don't.
You're not hitting the bar. Like let's dial it in. Let's budget a little bit
run
more.
It out. Yeah, exactly. Side note, I think during this time you should be making as much content as possible. I still haven't figured out exactly why I'm making content. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But Gary Vaynerchuk told me to in like 2017, and I've been doing it, and good shit keeps happening. Like, I keep meeting cool people. Like, what am I doing here with you? Like, you're someone,
we would have never have met if it wasn't for content, so.
I know, yeah, and like there's so much of that kind of thing that happens. Like there's other stuff that's just completely inexplicable, except to come back to, I made a stupid little tag. My first talk about changing my username. My first username was McCarson Method Reseller, and I was just out there like, I'm grinding, baby. And I guess it's funny because I'm kind of doing that now. But anyways, I think you should start making content during this time. Like, even if you don't want to, especially if you don't want to, because the people who don't want to make content, when they do, it's even better. Like, it's so much better content because you can tell.
It's genuine.
Yeah. Make content and, like, meet new people. I think that's a good point. But, this is somewhere right in here is the magical time where you should start asking yourself the question, how do I get into arbitrage / wholesale? And, I think wholesale, for some people, like if you're the person that has a ton of money, I still think you should do some of this other stuff to learn, like, the processes, how to ship, how to make an FBA shipment, like, because your risk is so low. I hesitate to tell people don't go into wholesale at this stage, because some people do and they have great success with it. I don't have a ton of experience with that, and so I don't know how to tell you the steps to really do that well. But what you should do if you want to double your money is get into retail arbitrage. Like, at this point, you should have a route. Wherever picture where your house is and the major cities around your house. Maybe you just live in one. Make a route of all the thrift stores, places like that you can go on to. It's called cherry picking. You're going to look for used books. Now, while you're on that route, is there a Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Walgreens, BJ's Wholesale, Costco, Five Below, Ross, Marshall's,
Dollar Tree? You find stuff at
Dollar Tree. 100%. Dollar General. There are people running $100,000 months doing retail arbitrage, and one of their big sources is Dollar General. And I know that's true because I know they said that, and I think it's true, and I believe them. And so find those places and do one for one while you're going to cherry pick books, which you have proven works. Stop in at a Dollar General, stop in at a Target, stop in and look for stuff, like look for clearance. I think at this stage you should be focused on home run clearance, but there's going to be other stuff. Look for home run clearance, look for seasonal, look for closeouts, look for limited edition, look for blah blah blah. And some of this goes back to content too. I remember DMing people during this time of my career. and being like, hey, I found this. Is this good? Like I can go back to like, hey, I found this. Is this a good thing to sell? And I knew it was good, but I was sending it to them as kind of a way of saying like, hey, I'll show you mine if you'll show me yours. And a lot of people are going to be, closed off and they're not going to want to talk. But a lot of people are looking for that same thing. And so you can kind of crowdsource and you'll say, hey, I found this Batman, stuffed animal. And it looks like it resells for it's $10 here. Looks like it's selling for $40 on Amazon. I just wanted to send this to you and maybe we can share thoughts, share notes. And then 2 weeks later, they're going to send you back and say, I sold 14 of these. Holy crap. Here's what I'm looking for. It's eye gel that's on aisle blah, blah, blah of Kroger. You can get it at 6 per Kroger. You should go and hit up everyone. And so, like, at that point, it turns into something different. And yes, you have to balance all this with your 9 to 5 or whatever. But, like, this is valid and real. And, like, I know this works.
Yep. Yeah, that's basically how we did it, two of us running 1 day a week, and then you eventually find stuff, and you're gonna have a struggle in the beginning of Amazon too, depending on how much you've sold prior to trying to go into retail arbitrage, right? Everything's gated, like everything.
Yeah.
So you have to find those things that aren't gated, and that can be really difficult. Now, the cool thing about stuff selling on Amazon, if it's a hot, popular thing, there's a good chance it sells on eBay or another 100%. Market.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Even Facebook, a friend of mine, back when do you remember those Cocomelon dolls when they first came out on Christmas? Time-ish, like 2-3 years ago, maybe?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the JJ doll. She sold like 20 grand of them on Facebook Marketplace.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Everybody gets so tied up. They're like, I want to be an Amazon seller. I want to be an Amazon seller. Damn it! I want to be Cody does FBA so bad. And then like there's this whole echo chamber of social media. It's like anybody not selling on Amazon, they're not real resellers or whatever. Like they're
just like snooty
exactly.
It's like, get out of here.
Yeah, you can't scale that, and so it's like your friend that sold 20 grand of this doll on Facebook. Like it's just a principle. Like it's in like every business book like ever. It's like you just buy low and you sell a little bit higher. Like that's the whole secret. Like the whole thing. You just buy low and sell a little bit higher, and then as you progress, build a bigger pile of money to buy more stuff low and sell it higher. And then as you get more money, build systems that allow you to do it better and faster. And that's everything I know. Like the last 3 sentences, like I know for sure that's what I'm doing here. And so
be first. That's all I can say. Everyone else is gonna ruin it, but I'd add that in there, but that's just me.
Yeah, the gunned or not gun. Sorry, the Batman doll. I sold a gunned Batman doll the other day. That's what I was thinking. That the Batman doll I was talking about a second ago. That if it looks like you're buying it for 10 and you're selling it for 40 on Amazon, you're so right. It's probably selling for a profit on eBay. And then you have time in the beginning to cross list stuff. Like make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, but like
don't like over inventory on both sides. Make sure like you keep some separate in because I've done that and it's bad.
Yeah, but like you can sell stuff. Like it's a lot easier to sell 100 things than it is to sell like 1,500 things. Like it's 15 times harder. Like I don't know. That's probably not true. But like you don't have that much to do, and so like sell it. Like you list it on eBay and then put it on Facebook too, and then see where it moves. But like in this stage, I think learning a platform is a great idea, and so
no matter which platform, pick one and learn it.
I would probably start with Amazon just because, like, I think you have a real good chance of success. But at some point during this, you should definitely, without any doubt, start a Walmart seller account.
Yep.
And have that in your back pocket. And then
It might take some time for you to use it. And for Walmart, you have to be an LLC. You can't just sign up as a sole proprietor. So that's another barrier for entry for those who don't know. Like, they changed it. You have to have an LLC in order to have a Walmart seller account. So it might come down a little later in the progress too. But once you're at like those 10K full months, you should definitely try. An LLC, depending on your state, can cost upwards of $800. Where I'm at, it's only like $150, $200, and it's just a yearly renewal. It's really simple. So depending on your state, it's kind of worth doing it. It creates some separation. It lets you have a business bank account, all that kind of stuff that you should, kind of be at that point doing. Me personally, though, I would start straight up on eBay. Like, I wouldn't quite jump to Amazon. And my reasoning more is it's a little easier to make or it's a little more forgiving when you make mistakes. Not necessarily that it's easier to make mistakes, but when you do, because you will, because if you're a new seller, you don't know everything, you don't know how to handle everything. When you make mistakes, it's a little more forgiving on eBay. It's been around for a long time. There's name recognition, right? Now, the stuff you're finding is not going to go for as much as it would on Amazon. That's pretty typical. If you're doing retail arbitrage, this isn't necessarily the place for that, but there are people who are extremely successful doing retail arbitrage on eBay as well. You just have to find the right stuff. It may take longer to sell those items, but that's okay. Once they stock out or phase out, that's kind of where the money is. But for me, there's so many thrift stores and estate sales down here. It's so easy to just rack up a ton of money really quick. If you're consistent, if you have time, it's pretty easy to get 10, 15 listings up a day. You're selling maybe 3 to 4 items a day, but, depending what you're buying, your profit could be, 80% return or net even.
All day long, yeah.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Bulk buying too then becomes a little bit more of an option. So for me, it would be stack up, hundreds, thousands, whatever. Start bulk buying for eBay into some kind of niche that you like. I don't necessarily preach niching, but it makes things easier sometimes. So you can start building your systems. We primarily
clothing reseller or shoes or like what you did with postcards, like
exactly.
Having systems like you can do way more faster. Yeah, totally agree.
It takes like 2 hours to do a week and a half of postcards for us. But we only put up 10 a day because it's not like our main focus. So why are we spending time to do that when we can make more money doing Walmart stuff? So that's where we're at. Yep. But doing the thrift and estate sales for us too, you could buy something for $5 vintage Black & Decker under the cabinet can opener. Bought for $5, sold for like $70 in like 3 days.
Yeah, see, and I don't know how to say this, but I like that side of the business. Well, hold on. I'm an undisciplined cow because I like I like the buying side of that business, but I hate the eBay side, which I should probably just get. If I ever reconcile with eBay, I could totally see myself just being like a large eBay thrifting Harry Tornado type, because like that is so much fun. Yeah. Like if I can tell you one thing, going to a yard seller in a estate, so walking in saying hello, what's up? You have $200 in cash in your pocket, and it's a brisk morning. The air feels cool. A crisp morning. You're walking up and they're like, hello, what you blah blah blah, and you walk in and then you see it and you're like, holy crap.
Yep.
That says $5. But I saw this on Harry Tornado's channel, and he found one of these and sold it for $70. And then you're like, I know this, but this lady, she doesn't know that, or what? Maybe she does. She's just selling it for whatever. You look it up on eBay. All the solds, you don't, this is super basic, but like you don't look at what's listed. You go and filter by sold and completed listings. and you see there's 10 that have sold in the past 60 days for $70, and it's $5 at this yard sale. I just made my evening.
Yeah.
So this imaginary scenario just.
I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one. I was in an estate sale, right? I like weird kind of sections, but I'm not super vintagey. I walk over to the DVD section. There's a TV, and this house is, empty-ish. It's either Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. I can't remember. DVD box set, $1. I comp it, and I almost piss myself. $103, and it sold in a day.
Sheesh. Yeah. So what's your gross? Like your net on that?
Let me pay them
15% or something.
Yeah.
So $85 cost you $10. So it's like $1 into $70. 75.
Call it $5 for shipping. Call it $1. That's like $84 profit.
Yeah. For real. So to this person that watches this, and also watched it 35 minutes deep, listen to me. This is real. This is like I have cold chills. This is so real. You can do this. Anybody can do. eBay is free. You don't even have if you do an Amazon. I still feel like starting an Amazon store is a good idea at this stage, whether you sell anything or not, just for the used book side. But
Absolutely.
the eBay side, you go and grandfather in your account into so you have a older account once you actually decide to get serious about it. But you do this eBay thing and you find a box set, that's worth $100 and you buy one and then you turn your $1. You have $200. You turn one of those dollars into $80. Now you have, do the math. $280. That's a miracle. That's that is capitalism. That you if you put your money in the stock market, you put $100 in, you're gonna get 107 out. Maybe, you have the ability to really flip stuff. And another thing I was gonna say too is early on I watched Reezy Resells, and Reezy is I don't think he knows my name, but he's an inspiration to me. Early on, he talked about this idea of being a Swiss Army knife. You should be able to go in anywhere, and you have a retail arbitrage blade that you can pull out. You have a used book blade that you can pull out. You have the ability to see a boxed DVD set or some other type of eBay flip that's $5 into $100 or whatever. You can pull that blade out, and you can do all these different things, and then those skills stack, and you can just walk around and just flip stuff. And there's countless stories. Go and watch some of these Pure Hustle podcast, Harry Tornado. What's the guy? The big eBay guy. Him and his wife. They live in Florida. They make content about eBay selling. I cannot remember.
Rockstar, that guy.
No. He's about my age. Anyways, I can't remember their name, which is terrible. But I remember the first time I heard him say, he said, "Hi, man." Oh shoot, I almost had it. Something. The name of our channel is this, and I'm a professional reseller. That's what he said. I'm a professional reseller, and I remember sitting there thinking processing that that's not real. What does that mean? And then he went on to share what money he was making and different things. So anyways, all that to say there's countless stories like this where people do this. So onto the inspirational rah portion of this podcast. I'm so excited to see what comes. I really hope 5 years from now somebody watches this, listens to us talk about this. I took it's Mother's Day as of recording this. We took our evening to make this podcast, and we have selfish reasons for it too, obviously. But selflessly, I'm telling you, please listen to this. Put your nose down. I'm gonna tell anytime anyone messages me and says, "Hey, what should I do to get started?" I'm gonna send them to this podcast. Start at zero, flip some free crap, flip. Another big important step. Go through your freaking closet. Go through your old your shirts and your used shoes. go through your
Used
you know,
electronics, old kids'
yes,
toys, like
your old phone that's sitting around. So many people have a $200 cell phone that's just sitting in their utility drawer, and they're like, I don't have any money. Take that phone, sell it, get a little bit of cash, and start this business. Like, start this side hustle. And then after you're done going through all your stuff, make a list of 10 people that you know well enough to go to them and say shamelessly, I'm starting a store online. I want to go through your house, and I want to take all your old stuff that you don't want.
yeah,
And like you,
I will help you do like some summer cleaning, spring cleaning in your closet. Like, let's go. There's
absolutely.
yeah, women's clothes, right? Thread up. They pay for that, right? It might take a
Yep.
while for the stuff to sell, but that's no work for you either. There's just so much stuff in your own house that you can get rid of easily, that you aren't attached to, that can make you tons of money.
Totally.
I I've flipped some old hunting gear that
Yeah, sure.
you
Yeah.
know like and it was a gift, and I never ended up using it, and then I sold the thing that it would attach to, so then I sold it on Amazon for $80. Like,
Yeah.
why not, right?
Yep.
There's so many things like that where there's literally money everywhere, and you just have
Have a
to
yard sale.
have a yard sale.
Have a freaking yard. And then before you have the yard sale, make a post on Facebook. Hey, I'm doing a yard sale this Saturday. I just wanted to post what I'm doing before I put it out in case anyone wants to claim it. Here's my stuff. Here's the crap. Here's the prices. And I guarantee you, if you have a real Facebook with like real people that you know in your town, they're gonna be like, "Holy crap! I gotta have that Ralph Lauren beanie or
Yeah.
whatever." And like that 100% you have like
And
there's your first
additionally, be like,
$100.
hey, bring your stuff by. If you're gonna get rid of it, you're gonna donate it. Let me flip it. I'm trying to start my own business here of
Yes.
being a dirty, horrible reseller. How dare
Scalper.
you, scalper? We bring no whatever to society. It's a throwback to another episode. You guys should watch that one
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, we don't ever. What was it? No, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. What was the comment? We've never felt the touch of a woman or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
One other thing. Okay, before I can sense we're coming to a close. I've helped a handful of people, more than a handful, a bunch of people. But like, I get people come to me like people know that I do this in my town, and you're gonna have a moment where you're like, I like doing XYZ, but I hate doing this other XYZ thing. And so, like, for you, it might be, I hate touching used shoes. It's so gross. I'm not touching someone else's used shoes. I'm not going to do it. Then don't do it. Like, don't build a business around doing that.
Yep.
There's money to be made, and you're probably leaving a little bit of money on the table in the beginning, but like, there's so much opportunity. Like, my mentor Max, he lives in Florida too. He
No wonder I
he
can't
does
find anything.
probably for real. He's connected. He's in there. But like, he does almost exclusively antiquarian books on eBay. He doesn't even like to sell on Amazon. And so like, he is niche like he does. If he walked in and saw the DVD set, I don't know if he would. I don't know if he would even be interested. Like, he's so focused on that one thing. So like, you have the ability to decide, I like this, so I'm gonna do this, and then maybe you do it for a while, and you're like, maybe used shoes weren't so bad, and then you go, like you can find a balance of like something that is you get a little bit of satisfaction of when you find it. Like, you get excited about doing it, you enjoy it. So like there's a factor there where you can kind of choose what you want to mess with.
And it's also not linear, right? Like, you can decide whether or not you want to keep doing whatever. Exactly what you're saying. You don't want to touch used shoes, don't touch used shoes. You moved away from books and you went to read Arbitrage and you don't like it, so you go back to books. We'll start doing wholesale book buys. Like, Cody has a failed business doing
We should do an episode just on my bulk book business that failed.
Yeah.
Because I've never really talked about it. Like I was so I was excited to tell people that I failed, but like I've never gotten into like what exactly happened. But
Yeah.
like that's a great business.
We
Go
should do
follow
it. We should
FBA.
do a deep dive on that, like for
That would
real
be a good
though.
episode.
That would be fun.
FBA Dave
Yep.
has a great channel.
Massive bulk book operation.
Massive, just crazy, and like I could have got there. I don't know if I could have got there, but the piece of the pie that he has is so sweet. Like you talk about printing money, like he is like
He's got to be in
killing
the
it with that.
top percent of booksellers on Amazon. Like,
Yeah, just killing it. Yeah, and so talking about this, like I don't know. I hate to even say this, but like I kind of want to go list some stuff on eBay and get my. I still go to estate site because I like the used book. Like we don't we're not too good to go look for used books and like list
which is
them.
good.
And
You can't, and for the viewers out there, you can't determine that you are too good for something if you want to make money.
totally agree.
Just
And also if
any
you're not too good for it.
yeah.
Like at some point maybe you're making so much crazy money with something else and maybe kinda you are too good for it. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. That feels wrong to say. But like until you're there, like, probably and like I'm definitely not there. And also you may get further and further and further and then like I bought a house and it like ruined my reselling business. Like it like set up because like we took every bit of cash like like that we took so like we leveraged everything and took so much out of the reselling business to buy the house, which was an incredible financial decision. But then you kind of like, well, what am I going to buy? Maybe used books and like free crap on Facebook, and like that's not right now, but in the past, like we've had to go backwards, and it's good to have those skills to be able to
You want
do
to
those
stay
things.
fresh
And
in the environment that which is exactly what you're saying. You're never too good to go backwards. You're also never too good to pivot. So
yeah, totally agree. Great advice.
that's like you like single books. You like cherry picking. All right. Well, now it's time for maybe a gaylord of books. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Then you're moving up to half a semi, and then you're moving up to semi, and then you're renting a warehouse, and then you got employees, and all of that is doable just in used books alone.
Yep. We should definitely do more content on used books because, like,
I don't know anything
that's the-
about it, honestly, and this is probably completely contrary to what we're talking about. I never did used books, never.
Hey, that's exactly what we're talking about. I love it. That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
And I don't think you should have. I don't think you necessarily have to. But like, I think
It's such an easy starting point. That's
totally agree. Yeah.
it's just in my area, everyone was already doing it.
Yeah. Right.
Now, no, I don't see anyone doing it anymore. So
Yeah. Well, FBA is tough. Like doing used books, FBA, I wouldn't do that. I would doing.
I would do them FBM for sure. Like,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
matter what.
same here.
Ground Advantage is so competitive now for no matter the weight of a book. And for those who don't understand shipping, previously it was priority mail for anything over a pound and first class mail for anything under. And then they also had media mail. They're kind of phasing out media mail, and Ground Advantage is like the general shipping for anything up to like 70 pounds. And then priority is just the faster option, but it's not necessarily cheaper. But even like going UPS ground sometimes is cheaper than going priority, and it's quicker, and like there's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
But books are more competitive now because of the Ground Advantage, because they'll get there quicker and the price is a little more even across the board. So I would totally do it, just full FBM, just used books if I had to do it over again.
And also, whenever you're scanning through books, look for autographs because you're gonna find way more than you thought.
Fan the pages too. You can find cash.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Okay. To recap, you're starting at 0. Listen to me. I want you to start consuming content about reselling. YouTube reselling, Instagram reselling, Facebook groups reselling. you're looking for content so that you can make yourself sharper. Start watching the comp videos. Start
The
watching,
what sold videos are great too.
amazing, especially even within your whatever niche you decide. Like if you decide you want to be a clothing reseller, there's an entire ecosystem of
Yep.
clothing resellers, and they
So
do
many.
these what sold. My personal favorite niche is used books or used shoes. I think those I've had you know decent success with both with my wife and I, and so you're gonna start consuming that content. Then you're gonna go pick up free stuff. You're gonna flip it. You're gonna clean out your house. Anything that you have that's worth more than like $1, do a yard sale. Post about it. Make a yard sale post every week. Communicate to other people. Hey, I'm starting a reselling business. I'm starting a store online. I'm trying to get to 10K for XYZ reason. Boob job. Get out of debt. Pay off mortgage. Whatever that is. Then you're gonna start figuring out some sort of niche. Used shoes, used books, like I said, are good. I think a cherry picking route between libraries, thrift stores, places like that is great. And then as you build up a little bit of cash from that, you're gonna start doing the beginnings of retail arbitrage. Or if you're like James, skip all that and just do however you want to do it. But for whatever you do, learn how to buy low and sell high. I would start either with an Amazon used book focus and then a secondary focus on eBay, or a huge focus on eBay thrifting, and then bring the other stuff in as it comes. Retail arbitrage, you're looking to buy stuff and you're looking to sell it like 3, 4, 5 times more than what you paid for it. Unless it's $1, then it needs to be like 10 times more than what you paid for it. You need to factor in shipping, because that can really bite you in the butt. Shipping is not free for anybody. Factor in, understand your fees. But as you're doing stuff, like don't go deep on anything. Go wide.
Yep.
Don't buy 100 of anything. Don't buy 10 of anything.
Even
Like in the
even if it's
beginning,
$1, even if
yeah,
it's $1, you're gonna
those dollar things will bury you. Yeah, I totally agree. Buy one, buy 3 if you feel real sure. But like in the beginning, don't go deep, because you'll buy a pallet of something if you're not
Oh
careful.
God,
You're
yeah.
like this, oh god, this is gonna sell. I'm a millionaire, and then it doesn't ever sell, and it just sits and takes up space. So so you're doing some retail arbitrage, and then after some time, 3 to 6 to 12 months, you're consistently doing 10K a month, and that's what we'll cover in the next episode. How to go from 10 to what? What did we say? 10 to 30? 10
Sure.
to 10 to
10 to whatever we decide.
10 to whatever we put on the next title.
Yep.
Any other thoughts, James, that I should I'm gonna route people to this video. They're gonna say I'm poor, I'm broke, my kids they don't have food, and I'm gonna say, one other thing. I should have put this in the beginning. Oh, maybe we did. Don't quit your job, and if you don't have a job, get a job. This is not a job like in the beginning. If you don't have any cash, like you can't. It's like showing up to a poker game. Like you're probably not going to make a lot of money with no money to put up. So keep your job, and if you don't have a job, get a job.
I would additionally add track your numbers for everything. If you're not tracking your numbers, you're going to easily bury a hole. And also, you have to pay taxes. Sorry, it's just a thing of life.
True.
A great tool for that. There's a YouTuber called Ginger Marvin, and they have a spreadsheet that you could pay as much or as little as you think is fair. There's a YouTube video on how to use it. It's great for eBay, Poshmark, whatever. It's going to help analyze your profitable sources, locations, product type, everything. Do that and make sure you're making money, because just because you sell it doesn't mean you're making money. On Amazon, there's
True.
so many extra fees. You need to understand all of that. If you don't, you're literally just wasting your time. The point of this is to be profitable so you can, pay off your credit cards, pay off your house, pay off your car, buy that cool thing you want. You have to do these things correctly, and if you're not making money, you're not doing it right.
Boring. Yes, everything he said is so true. And yes to all that. Also, just go buy some stuff low and sell it high, and don't do it on a credit card.
Sell
And
some SH on the internet.
yes, like you're gonna wake up and you're gonna say, I did 10,000 in sales. I don't have anything on a credit card, and I have all this inventory, and I've only invested $500, and that's a real good place to wake up to.
I agree. I agree.
So so with all that said, congratulations, you're started, and I'm rooting for you. For real, my name is not benches more than James, even though I do. And
It's not hard to
you
bench
can
more than me, but
you can find me on Instagram. It's Cody Does Arbitrage. We have a free option for our Discord. I probably should have pitched that earlier in the podcast, but go follow in there. Go if you have a question or if you find something exciting and you want to connect, get in there and talk and communicate. Like there are some really smart, really rich people in there that have values similar to ours. We want to help you, and we'll help if you message me on Instagram, I may or may not reply, or I may not ever see it, and that happens. And I'm sorry, I'm just so big and famous that I can't reply to everybody. But if you tag me in the Discord, I promise I will get back to you, and I try to get back to everybody inside the Discord. So.
And you could be cool like Cody and buy 200 puzzles for $1 and sell them all for $34.99 plus.
I have done that.
Yep. That is.
I don't know if I sold them all that I have, but
that's what the reel says. That's what the reel says. It's right in front of me. It's recommended.
All right, everybody.
Like, share, subscribe, do the stuff. If not, I don't care. Peace out. Bye.
See you on the next one.